How's everybody doing today? Today I'm going to be cooking for you my chili. I'm trying to layer a bunch of different flavors in the chili to give you a nice complex bite to it. This is also a man's chili, which basically means it has beer in it and cheese, and it's got at least twice as much meat as any chili that... Okay. I'm using 3 different types of meat today. Using ground pork, a lean ground turkey, a pound of each of those, and then 2 pounds of ground round, Black Angus ground round. So we still have mostly that beef flavor, but the pork and the turkey give a nice complex flavor to it. So we're going to start off by heating up our stock pan here. I believe this is a 12-quart stock pan, big stock pan. Gonna get enough servings here to last me about 10 meals, I would say. 10 hearty, full-size meals. While we're heating that up, we're gonna start with some extra virgin olive oil to brown the meat. Okay, when the oil starts to get wisps like this, it's hot, it's ready to go. So we're gonna drop in the meat. Be very careful of this hot oil. Oh, yep. Okay. 2 pounds of ground round. And a pound of ground pork. I use a wooden spoon to brown the meat in. You can tell this is going to be a meaty chili, seeing as a third of the pot's full of meat. Well, that's how I like it. You got to get your protein. Really just going to be putting a large white onion in and have a Spanish onion for a little sweetness. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to cut an onion here. What you don't want to do is cut this end off. Onion grows like this in the ground. This comes up. This is kind of like a bulb under the ground. You want to leave the root end intact. So we're going to start off, trim the top off. Okay, and I like to make a little score around the side. It makes it easier to peel the onion. That should peel off pretty easy. Okay, so now that the onion is peeled, go ahead and cut it right in half. Okay. And we're going to cut through. I'm going to dice the onion. I can do kind of a coarse dice or a coarse chop, so we have nice chunky texture to the soup. So you're gonna cut through, but not quite all the way. You're just gonna leave some right on the end so it sticks together still. Okay, so you go the one way, then you come across with your knife and go the other way. Then turn the end and you just finish it off. Okay, now that the meat's browning up nicely, we can add our onion into the pot. I like to get the onion going a little early, shortly after the meat. It fuses the flavor right into the meat, and we can add a little salt to get it all cooking together well. So here's our onion. Okay, then we're going to add a bit of sea salt to get it cooking down nicely. Okay, next is our garlic. I'm going to use an old knife for this one. I paid too much for that to almost bend it sideways. So we just crush it with the side of the blade. This is just regular garlic, not elephant garlic, so we need a few of these. Need more because they're only about the third of a size. Okay, once you smash them with the side of a knife, they'll peel real easy. Okay, so into the pot goes the garlic. Okay, and now is the time to add the beer. You can really use any light or medium bodied beer. Today I'm going to be using a Mick Ultra, kind of an extra light beer, but it's got a good flavor. Just because it's what I have in my fridge. Okay, now we can add our tomatoes. So throw the fresh ones in here first. Like a lot of tomato. This is going to be the sauce. Really going to be the whole foundation of the dish. And I'm using two 28-ounce cans of diced tomatoes. So put those in there. And now's the time we can add our beans. I'm using a 40-ounce can of dark red and the light red kidney beans. Drained, of course. You want to get all that liquid out of there. Not really sure what it is, but I know I don't want it in my chili. Here's the dark. And the light. Make sure we have enough room here. Now I'm going to be putting some chili powder in it. I'm going to start with a teaspoon. You can do more or less, it's all up to you. Doesn't matter if you spill a little. Some chili powder. I'm going to do some seasoned salt. Say about half a teaspoon. Again, I'm trying to layer the flavors. There's some onion powder, there's garlic salt, lots of stuff in seasoned salt. And I'm going to take Emerald's Essence, kick it up a notch, as he says. Again, just layering the flavors. Teaspoon of that. Okay, then we're going to be adding some Dijon mustard. I'm using Grey Poupon here. You don't have to measure this. I'm just going to squirt in a bit, maybe a tablespoon and a half there. Okay, and then to add a little tang to it, we're going to add some balsamic vinegar. Add 2 tablespoons of balsamic. Looks chunky, like a bunch of separate ingredients in a pot right now, but give it a couple hours. This will be, it'll all cook together, all the flavors will meld. It's going to be delicious. I'm going to put the lid on, let that simmer over medium heat. We'll check up on it, make sure it's not boiling over, and then we'll come back to you. And lastly, before we put it down to simmer for a while, we're going to put in a bay leaf. Normally I'd put in 2, but I only have 1, so I'm going to put in 1. Bay leaf, and we're going to put in some pepper. Always freshly ground pepper. Might be wondering, where's the cheese? We're going to add the cheese, but we're going to add that closer to the end. And now we're going to cut some green onion to garnish the tops of the bowls with. Hey, every once in a while I want to check back in on it, make sure it's not boiling over. And stir it up. Keep all those flavors mixing together. Okay, now I'm going to add some cheese. I'm adding a sharp cheddar. Just going to do 4 slices. Cheddar seems to balance well with the beer and the meatiness of the chili. Just break it up into some pieces so it melts in better. I'm going to add some grated Parmesan cheese. Like I said, I want to have complex flavors here, so the more the better. Not cheese, the more flavors the better. Just a little amount, just to give it to some, what is that? When people try this chili, they won't be able to tell what's in it. And you don't have to tell them if you don't want to. Okay, now's the time to add your hot sauce of choice if you like your chili spicy. I like it to have a little kick in it. So, I'm using what I had in the fridge, El Yucateco. It's got some heat to it. Don't need tons. And I'm also going to add some more salt. We don't have enough salt. So now I'm going to add the light gray Celtic. Never use refined salt. Since this is really all done to taste from now on out, I tasted, I think we need a little more cheese, so I'm going to put 2 more slices of sharp cheddar in. Okay. And a little more of the Dijon mustard. Stuff's good in there. Got the lid off now because I'm going to cook some of the liquid out of it. So it's not as soupy, so it's a nice thick hearty chili. Okay, it's been cooking for a while now, a couple hours, so not quite ready to serve, but I am hungry, so I'm putting it in the bowl. I'm just gonna have a bowl tonight, so we'll and I'm going to package up the rest in single-size servings. Okay, so we take the bowl of chili. Some fresh green onion on top. Bon appetit. Thanks for watching.